Ohayo. Welcome to the So Japanese podcast, a podcast where we talk about things that are uniquely Japanese. Today's episode is about dating in Japan. I'm sure a lot of our listeners are curious about the differences.
Yep.
Because Japan is so different, so unique. The customs of dating are also quite unique. And at the end of the episode, we're going to have another street level Japanese segment.
I hope you guys enjoying this.
Yeah, I hope you guys like the segment. We're having fun.
Yeah, we're having
doing
fun.
It, right?
Yep.
Deciding which what terminology to share, some funny words to share. It's been a good time.
Yeah, and you forgot to introduce yourself.
Oh, that's right. That's important. I'm John.
I'm Rivisuke. Anyway.
Welcome.
All right, let's begin.
All right, so dating in Japan, in doing the research and talking to each other about the differences, there's a few things that are quite unique.
Yep.
A surprising thing is that in Japan, there's a formal confession of feelings.
Yes.
And that's called kokuhaku.
Yeah, it's very important.
Very important. Okay, so Risuke, is it like you do this kokuhaku to say I love you?
Yeah, I love you, but in Japanese, we don't actually say like I love you. More we say daisuki.
Okay, yeah.
Because I love you formal is aishiteru.
Okay, so I've always wondered that because I know ski means like.
Yeah.
Dai means like big.
Big.
So like big like, which also means
I love you. Yeah.
And then aishiru is like
still I love you,
but it's like old fashioned way, or
it's not old fashioned, but it's more formal.
Okay.
And like I think it's difficult to say because it's. Can I say like heavy?
Okay, yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
too
sounds
much.
too much. Yes.
But how about like at a wedding ceremony? If you watched a Japanese wedding ceremony and like they tell each other their vows, their feelings, would you use aishiru in that setting?
Maybe.
Okay.
Only those like special occasion.
Okay.
Yeah, but just you and me. Then I love you. Then maybe I'm gonna say daisuki.
So what point of the relationship does this formal confession, does the kokuhaku happen?
So when you start having the feeling of like, oh, I like this person, then you start thinking about them, and you can feel, oh, maybe like she or he likes me, and at some point you start getting phone number. When I was a kid, we don't even have a cell phone.
So old.
Yeah, we're so old. So more likely, like I'm gonna start talking to her, and then she start talking to me, and then we kind of like we talk every day at the school, for example. Then we go home together after school, and so it's sort of like dating, right?
So it's quite early.
Yeah.
It's before. Do you ask this or do you confess this to be official, to be like boyfriend girlfriend?
Exactly.
Then we decide.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, because it looks rude if you don't tell your feeling. Then you keep just dating, seeing her, seeing him. Because then the other person might confuse, like, so who, like, where we are now?
Okay.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it goes from like or just dating to love.
Yeah.
And
And
then
mostly no sex yet.
okay.
Yeah. So
in like Western culture, you date for a while. I feel like in Western culture, saying I love you is like a very, very like big thing. Yeah. It's a huge thing, right? So I feel like it takes time, months or even a year to say it. But in Japan, it happens quite early.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's because you want to keep this relationship. Then you need to decide either you're going more
or just stop.
Just stop, right?
Okay. Yeah. It's like Japanese efficiency.
Yeah.
Why are we wasting time?
Exactly. Yeah.
Another thing is that PDA, public displays of affection, is not common.
It's not common. I mean,
it's not even not common. It's like frowned upon.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like young people still do, but like when I was a kid, there's a like older friend of mine. She's like junior high and I was still elementary, but she had a boyfriend, and then all our neighbors talking about her and then her boyfriend because they just hugging, kissing in the public, basically like around the area, right? So like all the adults, they say like, oh, she's I saw she was kissing to him at there, or she was hugging, she was holding her and do something.
So like they're like judging her,
yeah.
Or judging them.
Yeah.
So holding hands.
Holding hand, it's okay. Yes. Yeah. But
like hugging, kissing. Yeah.
They feel like, what are they doing? Yeah. But again, to me, it's normal.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. When I had a girlfriend, it's just because like you want it, right?
Yeah.
Because you love this person.
Yeah.
But still, like, this is like Japan too. Like, there's always like judgment by
again. So it goes back
others.
to like people caring about how they're perceived, how people see them, right? Next thing is that all day trips, dates are common. Like all day dates are common.
Yeah.
In Western culture, you either meet for lunch, coffee or dinner or drinks.
Go for drinks. Yeah.
But in Japan, a whole day date is quite common.
Yeah.
Which is adds a lot of pressure.
Yeah, but to me, like, I was kind of surprised. I thought that was normal too, because you know, as a Japanese growing up in Japan, everybody does the same thing. And then if you start dating with someone, you commit whole day.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're like, "Why? Where you go?"
Okay, so it's like showing the respect that I've opened up my whole day schedule to be with you, not just a few hours.
No.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it definitely does add pressure.
Yes. If
Yeah.
you don't want it.
That's true. That's true. But even like if it's early on, right? One of the first couple of dates.
Yeah.
And you got to do an all-day date.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, that's why, right? Like I said, like if you don't want it, so how are you guys going after? Like you don't even want to spend time with her or with him all day right now. So what's the point? We're gonna keep dating, and it's weird and pressure.
No, I can understand that.
Man, so I don't think when we get older, it's more like easy going. So like because everybody's busy, right? But when you're like school like kid, for sure. Yeah.
I had an experience on an all-day date before where I met this girl through friends. We had already hooked up like one night clubbing in Osaka, but then we decided to go on our first date. And it was to Universal Studios. And it's like a whole all-day date. But I think it made it more awkward and you felt more pressure because of the language barrier.
Oh yeah.
I had just arrived to Japan.
Yeah. If she doesn't speak English
and my Japanese not good,
Japanese,
so that was definitely hard. Enough where I remember at dinner that night, I saw her take out a piece of paper from her purse and slip it underneath her napkin. I didn't say anything at first.
Yeah.
And then she was asking me questions, but she would lift up the napkin and refer to, I guess she had written like talking points or questions to ask me, which is cute and like
that's sweet.
Sweet, right? It shows that she has intention, right?
Yeah.
But I was thinking now maybe because if it was the all-day date,
so she needs to plan.
You need a plan because you'll run out of things to say, right?
Yeah, and you don't want to have like silent moment for like an hour and then like, oh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that was an adjustment for me. Okay. Going back to you're saying to show in that you've opened up your whole schedule, that you want to be with that person.
Yeah.
And you got to see if the relationship will work out.
Yeah.
So you would do that. But in Japan, only 50% of the couples live together before marriage. To me, I feel like it should be higher. Like, I think couples should live together.
I think because there's another pressure sometimes if you want to live with this lady and right away you need to meet the parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
And meeting the parents is like...
It's basically like, all right, we are...
Very serious.
Yeah, serious and then... Yeah.
Is that formal too?
To meet parents?
Yeah.
What I guess depends on the person, depends on the situation. Like, obviously, like, when I was in Japan, my partner and we lived together. And yeah, of course, I saw her parents. But it doesn't mean they're expecting we're gonna get married because we're still young. Okay. But at least they know who is this guy. And I think to my parents, same thing, right? At least they know who is this lady. So they feel safe.
Okay.
I guess, and then especially for the lady.
That brings me to my next point where is it true that there's like a pressure to get married before you're 30 years old?
Yes, especially for female.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's that the culture still, like, we're very old school, right?
Yes.
So people still think like, yeah, like the female should get married like before 30 if it's possible. After 30, like, yeah, after 30, then the female parents start worry if my daughter is okay. Yeah, they don't want their daughter will be single like whole life. But to me, it's not your business.
Exactly.
You know,
I wonder if like, so it's like an unspoken rule, like 30 is the number. Like, I guess it could be also like biologically, like the childbearing years.
That's one thing, right? Yeah, and yeah, like my girlfriend, she's just turning 31 this year, and then so all her friends, either they already married and they have kid, or they buy a house, or they're trying to find the partner now. Yeah, so and then this phase called konkatsu.
So it's a phase in your life where you're ready to get married.
Ready to get married
around
and then
your 30s.
You want to get married.
So
you kind of plan to, you know, seek your partner.
I wanted to ask you, did you ever do kokuhaku, your confession to feelings, to your girlfriend now?
I think I did. But, and I asked, no, I kind of like, I told her like I did it, right? And then she's like, I don't know when. But then I feel like, so how come we're like this now?
Okay.
You know, we're both Japanese.
Yes.
For sure I say that.
But because maybe you're both Japanese that you felt like, okay, kokuhaku is normal. In your past relationships with Westerners, maybe you didn't feel the need to be like, okay.
Yeah, with my ex-girlfriend from here, Canada, I don't think I say that.
Right.
It's just like naturally we start seeing more and then start going out, and then at some point like, oh yeah, we're a couple.
You said naturally. So do you think Western style of dating is more natural?
To me, yes.
Right? You just go with the flow. It's more organic.
Yeah. And no pressure, right? Again, like if you, because you never know.
Yeah.
Even like 1 or 2 times, you don't know this person. So you need to know more. And
it feels like dating in Japan is so much pressure. Time, age pressure, the pressure to need to say I love you quite early. And going back to being ready for marriage, I know matchmakers in Japan is like a big thing.
Yeah.
But generally for people who
are ready to get married, then they also wanna find the right person with right status.
Okay.
You know?
Like good jobs.
Good job, good salary. Yeah.
But they're like more traditional matchmakers, right? Like it's not like Tinder, swipe left, right, hook
I mean,
up.
obviously there's an app too, but also like you pay, so you
have like a file on
exactly.
And I'm matching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure it exists in Western cultures too, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I think maybe for like the super rich.
Yeah. I think I heard a couple of times my friends' parents, they were like matchmaking and marry and.
Oh, so they were match made?
Match made.
I don't know how to say that.
I don't know. Yeah.
So they went to a matchmaker.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And in Japanese, the matchmaker is called omiyai.
Omiyai.
Yeah. It's like seeing each other. Omiyai.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Miru and ao. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Another thing in Japan is that I think it goes for guys and girls. It's just like a all-around shy culture.
Yes.
So it's really interesting because it's a shy culture, but then I need to confess my love to you quite early. Right? It's
I think because of shy.
Yeah.
And
you're forced
if you actually say the word, so we feel more comfortable. Like we feel like, okay, you told me that word, which is not easy to say that. So to me, it's like, like makes sense because we are shy. That's why if both are shy forever, then when you gonna know? Yeah. Right?
Yeah, it'll never happen, right?
Exactly. Maybe that's
That
why
makes sense.
kokohaku is very important.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
Again, goes back to Japanese efficiency.
Yeah.
And a more recent phenomenon, there's a term called gaijin hunter.
Gaijin hunter. Yeah, gaijin is what? Foreigner, right?
Foreigner.
Yeah.
So foreigner hunters. And that could be for guys or girls.
Yeah.
But it's Japanese seeking out a relationship with
foreigner. Yeah.
It's quite common nowadays.
Yeah. And this is also because Japan, right? Because like I don't think it's happening here in Canada because it's already
Multicultural,
But Japan is still very like Japanese based, and I think people love to see other culture.
Yes.
Even though they're in Japan.
Yeah.
So there's a bar called Hub.
Yeah, I know. It's a chain, right? It's like a British pub. Yeah.
If someone went to Japan and they wanna go bar, maybe somebody told you guys like, let's go Hub because it's easy to go and then
meet a foreigner.
Too. Like staffs are speaking English.
Yes.
So easy to get drunk and
I think every big city has a hub for sure.
Yeah.
But I think every city has its pockets of like gaijin bars.
Yeah.
Even like the small town I was in, Himeji, there was like 3 gaijin bars.
Oh yeah.
And all the gaijins would go there.
You go there often?
Mostly just because the staff there speak English, right?
So like easy to communicate and
easy to
of course
communicate.
you miss the vibes and
Exactly. And if you meet Japanese people, you know that they either want to learn how to speak English or know how to speak English or have more of a Western mindset or open to a Western mindset. It's definitely not as formal as a Japanese setting. But yeah, that's a good point. There's gaijin bars out there.
Yeah, and that's why those gaijin hunter, they go
there.
They go there and
Yes.
then they seek out.
That's where they go hunt.
Yeah. And mostly females gonna get someone, but guys are just standing by themselves and then
Being shy.
Exactly. It's extra shy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point because my wife, she's from Spain, but she's lived in Thailand for a while as well. And so she's dated Asian men and she's lived in Asia, so she knows the differences between Asian and Western culture. And she said, yeah, like if you want to date an Asian person, you have to
go.
You have to take charge. Like, so for example, she came up to me. We were at a club and she walked up to me because she knows.
Yeah.
You know, or else, like you said,
It never happened.
It never happened.
It never happened. Yeah. Maybe just eye contact and then that's it.
So from her experience, now we're married, right? She got it.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That actually, yeah. One lady I was dating with, we met at the club. It was like a daytime, like it's more like a music event. And then because I love to go and just dancing by myself, I'm not looking for anyone. But of course, when when you're drinking and you're dancing, and then everybody sometimes dancing together. So I was dancing with this lady, but nothing, like I don't care. I was just having fun with her dancing. But at the end, before I go, she actually stopped me. Then she asked my phone number. And then after that, I found out she used to marry with this Asian guy too. So like,
yeah, she knows.
They know like Asians are shy.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
So gender roles in Japan are
Yeah.
also quite traditional too, right? Like, for example, we'll talk about the differences between Japanese porn and Western porn.
It's very different.
It's very different.
Yeah.
The first thing that's different is that I feel like in Japan, sex is open and closed at the same time. It's very strange where it's not talked about.
No.
Right? But they have an understanding that sex is a normal bodily function. It's like eating or breathing. Enough where there's, I watched this documentary where it was like nurses that would go to someone's house, normally like a person with disabilities, and very clinically, they understand that these people also need to have a sexual release. So they put on the gloves, the lube, they're still in their medical gowns. And to provide the release.
The release. Yeah.
So that's understood in the culture. But at the same time, like love hotels exist. But then the porn is pixelated. So it's censored, which is very, very weird.
Weird
right?
for you.
Yeah.
It wasn't weird for me because we start watching those porn, right?
Yeah.
When we were a kid. Yeah.
So like, unfortunately, I guess back then, like when we were growing up, sexual education in school wasn't so big. You just taught the basics, you know, the biology of it.
Yeah.
So like most kids, I learned about sex by watching porn.
Yeah.
In
Yeah, but
Japan?
for us, because pixelized.
Okay, yeah.
And you don't see the important part.
Yes.
And like one of my friend, he told me when he have sex with girlfriend first time, he just don't know where to go.
What do you mean where to go? Like
how it works.
Where you put it.
Where you put it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So sometimes it's dangerous, maybe, because like you just misunderstood, and also like a lot of Japanese porn is like intense.
Intense is a good word. I would say, intense, different, unique.
Yeah.
Just like going back to the gender roles, like I feel like in Japan, Japanese porn, the male is like the dominant one, and then the female is like the submissive one. And there's a culture of like, it's sexy for the female to not want it, right? Because in the porn, you hear her say no, stop, but at the same time, it feels good.
It's that's also one thing. Like a lot of time, female, they actually don't want it, but because of those porn, guys thinking like, well, you say no, but like, you know, in a porn, they say no, but actually they love it. So like,
that's very dangerous.
It's dangerous. Yeah, it's dangerous. So that's also other thing, like it's difficult to understand actual like sexual life with Japanese porn. For the kids especially.
So I guess we can talk about this in a different topic, on a different episode, but the things females in Japan have to do to be safe, to feel safe, right?
Yeah.
So is that why also group dates in Japan are common?
I think so. Yeah.
Right.
I think so. I mean, just in case, right? Also shy. So it's like a lot of
shy, so it's easier.
Feelings.
You have a group of
they
people.
Decide like, okay, why don't we go date with bunch of groups? You still hanging out with as a couple.
Yes.
You know.
You could possibly be coupled up, all couple,
and maybe go somewhere together, and then have maybe 1 hour or 2 hours like separate time, then I come back. So like, you're still with them, but you don't feel like the pressure, like your lady like have to have a memo, like
that's true.
Yeah.
It helps the awkwardness,
exactly,
less pressure.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's also, to me, it's because of the culture, because again, like they don't want feel like, oh, I need to talk, I need to say something, because of like they care about others, right? But you don't need to worry. To me, like I don't care. If you don't want to talk, that's okay. Which I always talk anyway. Yeah. So anyway.
Another thing is that love hotels are so common.
Yeah.
So I feel, but I think love hotels are common. Sex is taboo, but you know what you're going to do at a love hotel.
Yeah.
So the first time that I was intimate with a Japanese person was in a love hotel. But I think it was mostly because, it's the train culture is common in Japan, and also you go to different cities for your day dates or whatever, and then, or you go out at night and then you miss the train, the train stop at midnight, and then you're kind of forced to spend the night at a love hotel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe also because Japanese people live with their parents for a longer time, or Japanese houses are smaller. So love hotels is a normal thing.
Yeah. Or you don't want to bring this person to your house because you don't feel safe yet.
Or I'm not ready to introduce you to my parents.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So the gender roles is definitely different.
Yeah.
I remember one time I had a one night stand. It was at my place. And then when I woke up, by the way, in Japan, one night stands are called one night labu.
One night love.
One night love.
One night love.
And when I woke up, she had left already. But she kind of tidied up my place.
Okay.
Like the night before, we were drunk. All the clothes was on the floor, was on the ground. And then, but the next morning, all my clothes was nicely folded. My socks were nicely folded. Even my under was nicely folded on the corner of the coffee table. Is that a normal thing?
She's not your girlfriend, right?
No.
Well, I'm not gonna say like everybody does it, but I heard the actually like similar situation from my friend in here, Toronto. He met this lady, Japanese lady, at the bar. Then they decide to go home together. So she came to his house and then spent time overnight. And next morning, he just woke up and then he noticed she cooked breakfast for him, which is a little bit weird because like it's not your house and then you still do it. And then same thing, she tidied up his house, everything nicely, and then he told me like, oh, it was so nice.
Oh yeah,
like, I feel like she's super nice lady. But anyway, he only see her one time. Yeah. So it's for sure it's that thing.
Is it more like the traditional gender roles, or maybe I was thinking they want to leave a foreigner with like a good impression of Japan
of them, but definitely because of they feel Japanese, but
respectful in terms of like cleaning up after yourself.
I think more like that,
right?
Yeah, because I visit your house, and then we make mess, and then I'm gonna tidy it up before I go.
It's like at the World Cup when the Japanese fans went to watch their team play, and then afterwards the Japanese section cleaned up their seats, right? So okay,
it's more like I guess if that case, even though it's not like dating or like one night stand, still Japanese people loves like tied it up before leave from other place.
Is it? I wonder if we would have a female perspective where do Japanese guys do the same thing? So when you've hooked up with a Westerner and you went over to their house, did you clean up after yourself?
I don't think so. I think they're gonna scare me then. It's like, what is this? I didn't do it.
So when I was living in Japan, I was like 22, quite young still. And I had an experience in hooking up at a love hotel. So it's also a very Asian thing to shower before sex. I think in Western culture isn't as big or isn't necessary. But I think in Asian culture, it's more normal to, all right, I'm going to wash myself, shower, and then we'll have sex. Right? I think it's cleaner, it's better, right?
Yes.
Especially if we went out all day on an all-day date, for example. In the heat of Japan, you want to clean up first, right? Freshen up at least, right? But it's quite common to, like, even in Thailand, dating with Westerners, I remember one girlfriend I had was like, why are you showering every time you...
Oh, really?
We do, like, why are you showering every time before we do it? Like, well, it's hot and sweaty in Thailand, right? Like, I want to smell fresh for you, right?
I thought it's normal.
But I think her point was that it's less sexy, it's less passionate that way. You don't go with the flow. Like, okay, we gotta stop, shower first, and then do it. Like,
I see.
You know, you don't go with the flow. It's not as romantic enough, right?
I see.
But anyway, this experience in a love hotel in Japan. So we used the big love hotel baths, and we took a bath shower together. And then when it was time to dry off, I was gonna, you dry yourself, I dry myself. But she's like, no, let me do it for you.
Oh.
So like, she spread my legs, lifted my arms, and then used the towel and like dried me off. I felt
weird,
like strange. It's, it's awkward. Like, I can do this myself. But she insisted on doing it. So of course I let her. I wonder what's that mindset.
I think it's like like back then Japanese people were in kimono, and then people like to take the layer of clothes one each at a time.
So like layer by layer, go slowly.
Yeah, to I think that makes them more exciting.
Okay. So it's sexier. It's you're taking your time. You're revealing slowly.
Yeah. So I maybe for your lady, she was like kind of like, it's not taking it off because you guys already take it off, but to do those move.
So it's like the foreplay before foreplay. I can see that. Yeah.
And also, because like you said, like normally people just want to keep going, but you want to take shower, so you want to make it up again.
Oh, that makes sense. So you lost the sexy momentum by showering. But then let's start it up again. That makes a lot of sense.
So, and also I know Japanese people love like taking, it's not like you take it off clothes, like more like I can take your clothes off. And sometimes they love to leave. It's more like how can I say? I forgot the word in English.
Like leave some layers on?
Exactly. Like sometimes people love just keep the socks on, but fully naked except socks.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Fetish.
Okay. Oh, fetish. Okay. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
That's why kimonos have so many layers.
Maybe. I don't know how they invent, but I think kimono was layered, and then they found out like, oh, this is actually sexy.
I watched a video recently explaining. Have you heard of this? Where obis, the obi is the long piece of fabric on a kimono, but it goes over your waist. It's like the belt of it, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like intricately tied in the back. But if you see a woman wear a kimono with the obi tied in the front, it means that she's a prostitute.
That I didn't know.
Because they would have to tie it themselves.
Oh,
and it's easier to come on and off.
Yeah, I mean, like wearing kimono is no easy.
Yeah, right.
So.
Generally, you need help to put it on, right?
You need to train.
So if you see, that was the signal. I think it's back then thing.
Yeah, like Edo era.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you see a female with the obi tied in the front, you know that you can approach her.
That makes sense.
I just wanted to see if it was actually a thing.
Maybe, especially on that time.
At that time,
like we can check a lot of the art called ukiyo-e.
Yes.
A lot of like sexual drawing, even like it was like a couple hundred years ago.
Yes,
but the Japanese already see that it's everybody's drawing, and not everybody, but artists drawing. As an art. And a lot of time, naked woman, but maybe
they're
like
still
half
wearing.
naked.
Exactly.
So that I think still keep those fetish in this modern Japanese culture with regular clothes.
And it's not an extreme fetish. It's just
No.
Having sex while clothed fetish.
Exactly.
So quickly before we end this, I mean, we could talk forever about this topic, right? We definitely will, have another episode.
And maybe one day we're gonna have a guest.
Female
guest.
Yeah, it would nice to have that perspective.
Yep.
So would you say the main differences from dating a Japanese person and a Westerners, just to recap, it would be, it sounds like the kokuhaku.
Yeah.
Right?
Like commitment.
Yeah. So like, have you ever had an experience where you're dating in Western society, but because there was no kokuhaku, you didn't know?
Oh yeah, like one time I see this lady maybe a month, but of course, like, we don't say anything, right? We already spend time, nighttime, anytime, but after 1 month I felt like, oh, maybe it's not for me, so I just slowly fade out. But then she keep contact me, and I say like, oh, sorry, I'm busy, Then at some point she told me, I was planning to go travel with you in this year, and I thought we can hang out with you. I can hang out with you more,
develop the relationship more.
Yeah. But because of no kokuhaku, it's,
you didn't know.
I didn't know. Then if I knew, then I definitely gonna say so sorry. Like, maybe we can be a friend, but nothing serious.
So if you, maybe because you were dating a Westerner, you would be like, okay, I'm gonna do it Western style and go with the flow, more organic. But you should have brought your Japanese side out and did a kokuhaku. That might have been easy.
Maybe like we don't waste our time.
I
mean, I didn't feel I waste time, but maybe for her,
there's definitely good parts and bad parts, you know. But
what about, so have you had a Japanese girlfriend?
I never had Japanese girlfriend. I dated.
You dated?
I've dated. I think when I was living in Japan, I didn't think I would stay for a long time.
So you didn't,
and I didn't meet anyone that was, you know, that was real right for me or anything. But I definitely dated. I wanted to experience the, you know, how Japanese people are. But I never had a girlfriend.
Okay,
Japanese
so
girlfriend.
You didn't have chance to kokuhaku.
No.
And you didn't.
But actually, a girl did then.
Oh.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Which is rude, by the way, because guys should kokuhaku.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I was rude then. I didn't think of it at the time, like, you know, because it's not like, okay, Ryusuke, I'm gonna kokuhaku. You know, daisuki, whatever. But I thought it was more like going with the flow of the moment, but I just slowly faded out. Like, it wasn't right anyway. But, But maybe because I never did it, so she was like,
I think so, because like she knew you're not Japanese, and then like,
also maybe he's a foreigner, he doesn't know Japanese style. Right?
So I should
tell him. Should. Maybe Westerners don't do
him.
Kokuhaku. But my impression of dating in Japan is, like the all-day dates are intense. Again, I was probably not ready to like really commit and like start a relationship over there. Language barrier, definitely. But I mean, I really do enjoy love hotels.
Of course.
You know, like it makes to me, living there 22, I don't have that much life experience, right? But you didn't need to navigate how you were going to start to have sex. Like, oh, do you want to come over for a drink, you know, or
because you already know,
right? Even when you guys are together alone, do I make the first move? You know, do I hug her first? Do I put my arm over her shoulder? Do I lean in for a kiss? None of that awkwardness. All that awkwardness goes away by just saying, yo, you want to go to a love hotel?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So to me, that's why I left with the impression where Japanese people, sex is so normal.
Yeah.
It's necessary for human function, but at the same time, it's
like, like sex is necessary for humans. I mean, for animals, but somehow we have so many like goods, and then some toys, adult toys are famous from Japan, and then bunch of people knows Japanese porn. Even this word is very famous called hentai.
Yeah, exactly.
But hentai here is anime,
like anime porn. But hentai
in Japanese is like
just means pervert. Right.
Pervert. Yeah.
So with boys, like anyone growing up, girls, boys growing up, they learn sex through watching porn too,
I think
right? So then maybe that's why the style. So one of my first experiences having sex in Japan, I felt it was like she was following the Japanese porn style.
Okay.
So like acting like it was painful.
Yeah.
And like that startled me. Like I remember needing to stop halfway, like,
because you're not sure if
is this okay?
Yeah.
Right? Like what's going on or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, it's totally fine. I like it.
Yeah.
But I felt maybe she felt the need to mimic that. But that definitely goes the same in Western porn, right? Like you mimic how, if you're young and you're not that experienced in sex, you're just gonna mimic what you see. Right?
Yeah.
But that's just with the culture, right?
Yes.
That's
culture.
That's what they find Japanese people find attractive, find sexy, right? I wonder what's the Japanese perspective on Western porn. You know, I wonder if it's popular, or do they feel like, oh, the girl or the guy, they act weird.
Right? Like we think they're more like natural.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I was living in Japan as a kid, I would seek out Western porn because it's not pixelated.
Yeah. That's why I was doing it.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah. Me and my friend even had the machine.
What machine?
So this machine, you're supposed to clean the pixel. So everybody say, if you have this machine, then you can see everything.
So it's like a VCR. You put the tape in,
and then you connect with the video
VCR, the player. Oh, it's a separate machine.
You have to buy it.
Okay.
Me and my friend spent like
I love
couple
this.
thousand yen.
Yeah, and does it work?
And didn't work. So we're like, oh no, like we wasting this money. We were so excited.
Does that machine actually exist? Like, is there a machine that can wipe out the sensor?
No, so it was fake.
It was a scam.
Scam.
It was scamming little horny boys.
Yeah. It's just turned into purple somehow.
Oh, really?
I remember, and I was so shocked. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And then same, my friend, like next day, I don't know which one we start first. We start using first.
Yeah.
Because we both together, right?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we both like, oh my gosh, we just got a garbage. Yeah.
And because like in Japan, people are so shy. You weren't gonna like, and you're young, you're a kid. You're not gonna bring it back to the store and be like, "Hey,
no.
You
you don't even show your parents. Like, you hide it somewhere.
Yeah.
And then when they sleep or whenever, right? Whenever you have chance to by yourself, then you get it, and then
that's funny.
Disappoint.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Better have spent your money on Western porn.
Yeah.
All right. I think that covers it for today.
Yeah.
I hope we haven't gone too long, but let's quickly do our street level Japanese segment now. So today's street level Japanese segment, again, it's a segment where we want to introduce words or phrases that are more informal, slang, colloquialisms, things that if you use it, it will make you seem more fluent, right? More comfortable with the language.
Yeah.
So today's is chan and kun. Chan and kun is said after someone's name. And it's to kind of show the closeness of the relationship, right?
Yeah.
So in general,
chan is for female.
Okay.
And then kun is for male.
Kun
so
is
like,
for male.
Like if I call you Jong-kun, and if I call Miku, then Miku-chan. Yeah.
So I know there's also differences because in Japan, I had friends that would call me John-chan. And I've heard people call you Ryu-chan.
Ryu-chan. Yeah.
But you're a boy. Why?
Because they're very close of my friend. And then mostly they're older than me.
Okay.
And I think they want to feel more...
Even closer. To show the relationship. We're good friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Like a lot of time, my old female friend, they call me Ryu-chan. Also, my... It's like old like a not friend but like work friend, he called me Ryu-chan too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and then in general, kun is for males. But like you were saying, in a work setting,
in a business setting, sometimes your boss, if you're female, and then if I'm the female, my last name is Yamanaka, and then they call me Yamanaka-kun.
Okay.
It's just because it's formal.
It's formal. So
it's
it can
very
be
formal.
In a general sense, kun is to use for men, but in a very formal business sense, I would call you by, even if you're female or male, your last name, kun. Okay.
Yeah.
So Ryu-chan. And Ryu-kun.
Yeah.
But
so
if we were closer,
Miku-chan and Ryu-kun.
But if we're really close, Ryu-chan is fine.
Ryu-chan is fine. But I don't think you call me Ryu-chan anyway.
Because I'm not older?
Yes. Yeah.
Also, it doesn't matter because do only females call males chan?
Mostly, yes.
Okay.
Or like older friend.
Older
friend. Yeah. Like my dad's age guys, they're gonna call me Ryu-chan.
Interesting.
Because sometimes I guess they don't want to make me feel like I'm older, but because they call me Ryu-chan, I feel more comfortable. I feel like I'm more closer.
Okay, because in Japan, age is a big thing.
Exactly.
Where it dictates how you act and your language. But if someone that is older calls you chan, it means, Ryusuke, it's okay for you to act.
I feel more comfortable and I can be more myself.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So it's very important actually how you call the person.
Yeah. In Japan, it's very it's such a formal language, but at the same time, there's all these street level Japanese that changes it up. So that might have been a little bit confusing, but to recap, in general, chan is for females, kun is for males, but you can call a male chan if that person is older, if the person calling you is older or a female, and to show that you guys are really close. And then kun is generally for males, but in a formal work setting, kun can also be used towards a female.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. I hope you guys understood that.
Yeah. Well, if you guys still have some question or whatever, then you guys can always leave the comment on Instagram, Twitter, Now
Email us.
Email, and then we have the YouTube channel too. So
we're on TikTok as well.
And now we are on
you can
TikTok.
DM us there.
Yeah,
man, we're on all the formats.
We
now.
are trying to get you guys as much as we can to share all this good and unique Japanese culture.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that does it for today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate us on all the podcast platforms. And thank you for listening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
またね。バイバイ。